It is now 8:38, and I'm sure you know my guest by now. Ben is here. Ben Brown, how are you?
Good morning, Pete. Doing well.
If you're just for the first time getting familiar with Ben, it's a community bank, which is easy to remember, CB.
That's right.
See, I've learned.
You got it.
I'm learning. And there's some things I want to get to about the banking stuff. But the other thing, you always talk about being in the community.
Absolutely. It's part of our name, as we've talked many, many times, Community Bank. And we had a really neat experience a couple of weeks ago. It was our second time doing this. The last couple of months was with United Way. And they have kind of a volunteer day, and they'll take folks from around the community and go do special projects. So we got to do two really neat projects. The first, and it's a group that's close to my heart, it's ARC Human Services. They're out of Cannonsburg. They did a big building renovation there a couple of years ago, right in the downtown, the heart of downtown. Great group of folks, and they serve people with disabilities. And one of the big things they do is provide housing. So we actually had a team that went in and we painted the interior kind of first floor area of a house in one day. And so, you think we've all painted our houses, right? At some point, or a room or a fence or something.
Badly, but yes.
Yeah, all of it. We get paint all over it. So, but it's neat when you get, and normally we do it by ourselves and maybe one helper. It takes some time. You get 4 or 5 people in there. I mean, you knock it out. And so a couple hours later, the residents typically leave in the morning. They come back and it's almost like one of these home shows,
brand new house.
And you know what fresh paint does. I mean, what it does to everything. It just looks amazing. So that was a pretty neat experience for us. And then the other one, it's another local group. They're in Washington, Transitional Employment Consultants. So they do job readiness training and placement for people with disabilities. So they have a small school there, and they grow their own vegetables, and then they learn how to cook them in the summer and actually teach the kids how to cook. So their garden beds were old and out of use and all that. So we took all those down. A couple thousand shovelfuls of dirt, it felt like. Later, we built brand new beds for them, and we got some garden beds going out there. So we think about these things. Hey, we need to get out and do things, and then when you finally do, and you get involved in that rhythm, it's almost as rewarding for the person doing the work as it is for the people you're doing it for.
I agree wholeheartedly. Once you do it, you might think in the back of your head, do I want to get involved? Can I get involved? And then you do it, and you're like, I'm so glad I did.
Absolutely.
I remember one of the times of the United Way Day of Caring, unlike you, where they trusted you to paint a home, they stuck me out in a field somewhere whitewashing some benches. It's paint.
Well, the best story from the paint, and she's going to kill me. I won't say her name, but the only caution I'll give you when you're painting with other adults, you need to know who's opened the paint can. So we had one gentleman who took the can, shook it up really well, opened it, and stirred it up, and it was good. And he put the top back on, but didn't press it down.
Don't press it down.
Next lady walks up, she grabs it, shakes that thing. We had a gallon of paint all over the floor. If you've never seen a wedding ring covered in a mauve paint, I got a great picture for you. She was a good sport, though. We scrubbed the grout there.
I'm sure. Hope it was water based.
Indeed. But no, our Human Services and Transitional Employment Consultant, just two great groups in our community. We're glad to help them, glad to support them, and glad of United Way to put that together and make it easy for companies. And any company out there that's thinking about how do I get involved, that's the best, easiest way to get involved. It makes so much sense. They've got the program set up. Call United Way, get on their calendar.
Get in there.
Yeah, absolutely. Make it happen. So.
Well, and one of the other things, too, that because I have some paperwork on this, because I'm going to be involved, you're going to be in Running of the Wolves.
Oh, absolutely. And I tell you, a lot of fun things are going on at the bank, and that's kind of what I want to talk about today, too, is some of the fun things. So we've got the Running of the Wolves coming up, the sheep racing downtown. I know we've got a phenomenal announcer and MC this year. So
we'll find out.
I'm looking forward to that. And we've had some fun with our sheep name as well. So that's an event coming up here.
Is it going to be revealed?
I didn't even ask if I was supposed to reveal it or
we'll
not.
Keep it quiet.
I wasn't sure, but watch out for it because we'll have a nice group from the bank there, and we'll be really excited about that event. And it's good to support downtown Washington. We have a branch here in downtown. It brings a lot of people into the community, and it's a good, fun family activity. So. Join us for that.
And I've always found, I tell you this all the time, I've always found everybody down at the bank Really, I mean, it's overused when we say it's kind of like a family atmosphere, but it is.
Mm-hmm.
They when you go in, everybody's hi, how are you? They know you, to me that speaks volumes.
Well, and I tell you that leads into the next one, because once you're done with the May 4th with the sheep event and whatnot, May the 6th we've got a new special coming.
Okay,
and it's a home equity loan special. So
Very
I'll
good.
have some more details next month. We're only going to run it for about 2 months or so, but it's a very, very good rate, very effective, and it's perfect for your springtime projects. So I've got a 13-year-old and an 11-year-old that share a bathroom. So we were talking the other day. It's time for something else. So
Yeah.
better go get that home equity loan. And
how are we going to do this?
That's exactly right. Figure that one out.
Oh.
But yeah, come into the Friendly Bank as you were talking. Come and talk to us.
It is.
And check us out, and you can talk now with us about it, and we'll get you ready for that special when it opens up here in a couple of weeks. So
Now, when you talk about all the things that you're doing and the things you have coming up, do you also, if people are interested in joining your team, can they do that?
Oh, absolutely. Well, I tell you, and that's the best part. We're growing. So we're a growing bank. We've been growing for 123 years, and we're still growing strong. So we've got a number of positions open. They're on the website, cb.bank. And one I wanted to highlight today is called a universal banker. And we've actually got 7 of these positions open right now. And it's anywhere from Wheeling to Washington to Waynesburg to Rostraver. So kind of across the whole area here, the listening area. And, the universal banker, back in how banks used to have it, you had very regulated job titles. Like
Yeah.
you stood behind the teller line, or you were in the office and opened accounts, or you did this or you did that. The model today is like, hey, when you walk in, Pete, when you walk into a bank, the first person you see, we want them to be able to handle whatever business you have, right? We don't pass you along and go sit in this chair for a while, and we'll come with you. No. It's like, hey, how do we serve? So it's called a universal banker. So they run the teller lines, they deal with the cash, they open accounts, they handle customer calls, they do anything you need to have done inside the bank. So we've got 7 of those positions open. We've got a pretty phenomenal training program, so it doesn't require prior experience. Although if you got it, that's great. And it's a great way to get started in banking, to learn the business of banking. And then, banks, like every other industry, have so many different departments and positions and jobs. And actually the gentleman who is our marketing analyst right now with me, Caleb, he started off as a universal banker and learned the business. And now he's at the corporate office doing marketing with me. So
I've learned something today, new terminology that is filtered in that I did not know.
That's right.
But, you do notice that now when you do walk in, it doesn't matter whether you're making a deposit or you've got an issue. Whoever's taking care of you takes care of you.
That's right.
Right then
That's
and
right.
there. That's awesome.
That's
Is the best way to do this online or
Absolutely.
go in? Or,
Yeah. Stop in. Go online, cb.bank. Hit the About Us section. You'll see the career opportunities. You can read about what a universal banker does. You can see the open positions. You can apply right there. You can apply on your phone, on your couch if you want. Very simple, easy process. And then we'll take it from there. So. Yeah, always looking for good folks to add to the team.
Yeah, that's the important thing. You want to find someone that is really all in what you're doing.
That's right.
And that's the best way to do it. Ben, thanks so much for coming in. I always appreciate it. And I'm looking forward to seeing you at the Running of the Wolves.
Absolutely. We'll see you there, and we'll have the bells on, as they say.
So you have a runner.
We got a runner,
Yeah.
and we got a sheep in the race, to say the least. Yes.
I won't reveal it
Yep.
until that day.
That's right.
When I do it. I hope this is a lot of fun. I've never done one before,
Yep.
and I'm looking forward to doing it.
No, we're glad to have you there, and we can't wait for the day.
All right, Ben, thanks so much for coming in.
My pleasure.
Hey, by the way, before you leave, one more time on the website if they're
Yep,
trying to get there.
cb.bank.
I always forget to do that at the end, and then I get an email, and they'll say, I don't know who he was or what you were doing.
Yep.
That's why I do it again at the end.
Most definitely. Appreciate
Thanks
it.
so much. Appreciate you. Here are the Four Tops, 95.3 WJPA.